they can probably start to work into the game and get their rhythm. But like I said earlier, it's going to be an incredibly fascinating contrast of styles of play here. It'll be very interesting to see how the Spanish backline and midfield cope with the high press of the US. As we know well, the Spanish girls are technicians, and that'll be interesting.
Well, star woman Megan Rapinoe is back in for the USA. She won everything there was to win last year, including the Ballon d'Or. She replaces Press in one of 4 changes from the USA's 2-0 victory over England. Mewis comes in for Lindsay Horan in midfield. There are starts for the less experienced Emily Sonnet and Lynn Williams, with World Cup winners O'Hara and Heath dropping to the bench. 4 changes for that man Jorge Vilda, and Spain as well from their victory over Japan. Notably, Lucia Garcia, her second half brace from the bench, and Sarah's start. And Spain revert to their experienced back line. Number 1 goalkeeper Sandra Panos coming back in, along with regular centre halves Paredes and Leon. The USA in the white shirts, the blue shorts and the white socks. Lucia Garcia involved early on for Spain. She had such a fantastic second half, Izzy, against Japan. Would have been very harsh indeed to leave her out of the starting lineup today.
Yeah, absolutely. She proved what she's made of, and yeah, she's been honoured with a start today against the world's best, and it'll be very interesting to see how she does and if she can take that form from the previous game into this one.
Here is Batcher, who's kept her place in the back line after impressing as well against Japan. How would you approach these opening few minutes if you were Spain, Izzy? Bomb forward or try and keep it tight against the side that are number 1 in the world?
Well, I think that it largely depends on the style and the formations in which you set up, but it seems to me like the Spanish team have set out with the mission to match the US head to head.
Early driving forward from the USA. Good take by Sandra Panos, the Barcelona number 1.
There's already a huge intensity to the game. You can just feel it.
Well, that early result for the USA, the 2-0 win over England, you have to say the Americans would have expected to win that match, although from an England perspective, they were hoping to offer a little bit more. So that was not unexpected, as it were, but Spain's performance against Japan, 3 places between them in the world rankings. Japan, the 2011 World Cup winners. They are a team in transition. So are Spain, though, in terms of their development. And Spain emphatically played Japan off the park for large periods of that match. And they've started brightly here. USA will clear away. Lovely touch in the centre of the park. And this is where they are so dangerous. And this woman, more than most, Megan Rapinoe, well saved by Panos, and just tapped away in time.
Dare I say it, Megan Rapinoe, she should have scored there. Incredible footwork to kind of wrong foot the defender, and yeah, she's hit it straight at the goalkeeper when either side of her, and I think that's a goal.
Early chance for the woman of the moment. Golden ball, golden boot for Megan Rapinoe as the USA won the World Cup last summer. And they win a free kick. Carly Lloyd drawing the foul. Just quality all through this USA side, Izzy.
Yeah, there's so much fluidity, and there's so much rhythm coming from them. They know exactly where each other are going to be. They set the ball off one touch, and they just know they've got runners in abundance. And ironically, there, the referee, Carly Lloyd, has been fouled, but she let the play go on. Rosie Lavelle was through on goal.
Here's the referee, Katia Garcia of Mexico, taking charge of this match. Rapinoe over this for the USA. It's a clever ball in, just about dealt with by Paredes at the expense of a corner. Under pressure from Carly Lloyd.
I'm not quite sure what Carly Lloyd was trying there. I think if she'd made the decision to attempt that cross with a foot, she might have scored, but she, for some reason, tried to head it.
Brilliant form Carly Lloyd is in. 10 goals in her last 12 matches for the United States of America. Delivery cleared away by Spain. And showing early on, they are a side that won't just send it long. They want to play their way out of trouble wherever possible. Can they hurt the USA on this break? Putellas. Guijarro had made the run, too much on it, and ushered behind by Sabran.
So I think it's really important there for Spain. They've obviously countered and they've not had a clean opportunity. They need to make sure they keep the ball and recycle it and keep hold of it. That's when they can rest. Instead, they've played a rather sloppy pass, and now they're on the back foot again. They're facing their own goal.
One thing that was so impressive in that victory for Spain over Japan is the way that they kept up the tempo throughout the whole match on what was a very hot afternoon in Florida. But as you say, Izzy, you don't want to give the world champions an opportunity to pressure you early on through mistakes of your own.
Certainly not, and you need to be really clever with how you use the ball against the US. They want the ball, they want it quick, and they want to move with it. Whereas if you keep the ball from them, obviously they haven't got it, and you can kind of tease them a little bit with that, and then they start to get frustrated, and that's when cracks start to appear in teams, when frustration creeps in.
Cracking atmosphere at the Red Bull Arena in New Jersey. Mentioned that the USA always get good crowds when they play at this stadium. They have, in fact, never won here at the She Believes Cup. They played it twice before. Lost to England in 2017. Drew 1-1 with France in 2018. So these home fans who have turned out today will be desperate in this competition to finally see a victory. It must be said that usually, as an American fan, when you travel and watch the USA, whether you're at home or away, you tend to win.
Absolutely, I remember the 2017 win very well. It was minus 13 degrees here. It looks a little bit warmer today.
Here is Mapi Leon for Spain. To Batya. Good turn away from Williams. Putellas. Paredes. Doesn't come off on that occasion, but you can see what Spain are trying to do. Spread the play. Pull the USA out of position where possible.
That's right, they need to make sure that when they do switch the play, they've got numbers to support the player on the ball. Like I said, against the US, you have to be prepared to run and work hard on and off the ball.
Crystal Dunn, captain for the day. This is her 103rd appearance for the USA. And an example to any player, Izzy. If you miss out on a World Cup squad, the dream of every player, it is possible with hard work to fight your way back into contention and have a stellar career. Here come the USA. Rapinoe looking for Carli Lloyd. Panos was there.
Yeah, a super ball in from Megan Rapinoe on her left foot. She's so good at that. She's naturally right-footed, but her ability to cross the ball with her left is what is making her obviously the current best in the world. And that ball in for Carli Lloyd there, yeah, almost. But yeah, the goalkeeper's read it well and come and collected it.
Putellas. Exchanges passes with Garcia. And space again for Spain on that right-hand side. Torrecilla. Intelligent ball done, read it well. Charged down by Torrecilla. Sabran away for the USA. Rapinoe again looking for Carli Lloyd, two of the veterans of the USA team. Rapinoe, 34 years of age. Carli Lloyd, 37 and a half. Will you still be going at that age, Izzy Christiansen?
I'd like to think so. I mean, both of them proven that age is just a number, and it's interesting that you get a lot of questions sometimes about sort of, oh, what's the average age of a female professional footballer? Sort of, I don't really know. But obviously the likes of Carli and Megan still playing at this level. Carly was one of the best players on the pitch the other night against England, and obviously scored a fantastic goal. So they're both proving that, yeah, it's just a number.
Here comes Spain, Corredera. Down again, called into defensive action for the USA. Positive running by Cardona. Williams has it for the world champions. Does well under pressure. And Sonnet all the way back to Lissanea. Starting goalkeeper, as they won the World Cup last summer, the first time she played at a World Cup for the USA. Has really cemented her place as Hope Solo's successor firmly. Lissanea, of course, orchestrator of that heartbreak as well for England in the semi-final, saving Steph Houghton's penalty. Here is Williams. Thatcher trying to get a foot in. Williams with the delivery. Sonnet in late, adjudges referee Katia Garcia. And Spain have a free kick.
Yeah, an interesting decision by the referee. I think Sonnet's got every right to go in and win that there. And perhaps a little bit too aggressive, but she's definitely won the ball.
Well, it's that question, isn't it? The follow-through. How much can you control it? She's taken 90% of the ball there, 10% of the player.
Yeah, and she's also, the referee doesn't give that, she's also set a team up on another attack, so.
Garcia won't keep that in. Vlatko Andonovski watching on his 9th match in charge since taking over as the US coach from Jill Ellis. Has won all 8 so far. You have to say objectively, I would say 3 were actual tests. The She Believes Cup win over England in their opening match. 3-2 win over Sweden, his first game in charge. And the final victory over Canada at the CONCACAF Championship, which saw the USA qualify as expected for the Olympics. Canada, though, very up and down since the World Cup. But whichever way you look at it, the stats are formidable for the world champions. As Megan Rapinoe stands over this set piece for the USA.
Yeah.
Not too much to be said about that, is it? You'd expect better.
Not really. I've just been complimenting her crossing ability, and that certainly wasn't up there with one of her best crosses in her career. But yeah, it's interesting you just saying about the US coach, about his record so far, and yeah, it kind of feels like they've...
Spain playing themselves into trouble there. They get the decision, but that is what you absolutely cannot do against opponents of this caliber. We saw Japan do that against Spain, which allowed them to score in their opener. But Spain will be punished if they do that too often.
Yeah, and they've got away with that one there, so hopefully, I think that will just be a message to them that you can't be playing balls across your own 18-yard box that are bobbling, especially. It's difficult to deal with, and against the US press and the pace and power they've got up there, regardless of changes in the team.
USA free kick.
Yeah, I was just saying there about the US coach, and you can just kind of feel the continuity that he's brought into the squad, and the team just almost seem like refreshed, and it's just the same, the more of the same, really.
Well, the soft decision there for Rose Lavelle, which certainly won't please the Spanish fans. It was Rose Lavelle who won that controversial penalty in the last 16 against Spain, put away by Megan Rapinoe. That saw the USA progress to the quarterfinals, ultimately going on, of course, to win the tournament. But I think that decision will linger long in the minds of Spain, who felt that Lavelle, shall we say, went down a little too easily last summer in France.
Yeah, she did. She's a superb player, and she runs with the ball at such pace, and she's quite slight and thin, and I think that any contact in those sort of areas, she's going to go down.
Contact there on Crystal Dunn, and the USA free kick. And that's a clear one. Hermoso, hand on the face. We saw Georgia Stanway's cheeky hair pull on Tobin Heath during USA-England. Goodness me, you can't get away with that, can you?
She almost did. But no, yeah, it's quite erratic, let's say. But she was just doing her job.
There speaks the current England midfielder, Izzy Christiansen. Approaching the 15-minute mark, 0-0 between the world number 1s and the world number 13, Spain. Luis Putellas, Garcia goes for the shot, was crowded out really. Hermoso was trying to provide an option on the left.
I think that's a glimpse there of how slick and sharp technically the Spanish team are. And I think that perhaps the better option was to switch the play, but equally they have that belief, and that level of belief when you're playing against the world champions is a good thing, that you want to be able to shoot from outside the box, but it's all about making those decisions in those areas, because quite often you don't get yourselves into those areas around the US defensive box when you play against them, so you have to make them count when you do get them.
Yes, that will be the challenge for Spain and Garcia. Both goals she scored against Japan came after she rounded the goalkeeper. You're not going to round Alyssa Naeher. Sonnet, picked on by Williams. One of 4 changes for the USA tonight. Recall to the national setup under Vlatko Andonovski. Called up for his first match back in November, her first involvement with the national side in 18 months. As Jorge Vilda watches on. What a good job he's doing with Spain. Led them to the knockout stages of a World Cup for the first time in their history. That last 16 match as the youngest coach at the tournament as well. Just a friendly little bump from Emily Sonnet there. And the throw goes Spain's way. Plenty of experience as well, Vilda, with many of these Spanish players, a former coach at youth levels with Spain. Heavy challenge, and the free kick goes Spain's way. I think that was a free kick, Izzy, even though Julia protests. But it seems that referee Katia Garcia is tending to give fouls more often than not, although I think on that occasion she's got it right.
Yeah, that was definitely a foul by Julia. She doesn't really need to make that tackle there. She knows that she's going away from a goal, and that's, again, playing against players who are so technically gifted. They move the ball very well, short, sharp, and quickly as well. So if you can't get there and they're not going to go anywhere, you're better off just standing off, keeping your shape and moving.
Sloppy from Spain at the back. The USA eventually opt, though, against taking the quick throw. Hermoso.
They're so tidy in possession.
And we said, didn't we, Izzy, before this match, the start for both sides would be crucial. The USA have looked more threatening in terms of getting the ball into the penalty area, but other than that, relatively even.
Absolutely, I think that the Spanish team will be extremely...
They could be in behind here. An opportunity for Guiaro. The USA get bodies back. Here is Putellas, just tried to dink it through to Hermoso. And Naeher snuffs out the danger.
Yeah, like we were just saying about the opportunities in the USA defensive third. When you get them, you got to take them, and they're so tidy on the ball, and sometimes they're trying to walk the ball into the net. And actually, the better option is just be put your foot through it when you get in those positions.
Here comes Rapinoe for the USA, hacked away by Paredes. US corner.
Yeah, and I was just going to say there, Spain will be happy with the start to the game, but the USA, if you're attacking against them, they get even hungrier to attack against you, and I think that's the problem right now for Spain.
Paños organising her troops as Rapinoe swings it in. And that is a huge let-off for Spain. Ertz is down and hurt. But the defence just disappeared.
Yeah, Julie Ertz, she's a warrior, and she's thrown herself at that ball across the front post, and that, along with the pace in which Megan Rapinoe has whipped that ball in, any touch could have taken it to the back of the net, but let off for Spain, I think.
Lavelle. Break for Spain. Here is Hermoso. Again, the USA getting plenty of bodies around Spain in possession. Putellas does well to turn away. Here is Mappy Leon.
Seems in and around the midfield at the moment. The more pressure that the US are putting on the Spanish girls, the better they're playing. They're moving the ball so well.
Loose from Corredera. Ertz will collect. And here comes Megan Rapinoe for the USA. Look at the body streaming forward. That was very well read. And Spain can try and counter. And in turn, good anticipation by Naya.
Yeah, Naya's read that really well. She's recognised the back line, stepped right up. The ball's been played in behind, and she's just come in and at the right opportunity and put it out. And safety first, good goalkeeping.
Leon's delivery. Down underneath it. Guiaro collects for Spain. Hermoso. Corredera joins the attack. Hermoso challenged by Rapinoe. Hermoso stays down. As you'd expect, the home crowd very much in favour of Megan Rapinoe whenever she gets on the ball. Garcia. Here's Putellas. Corredera. Cardona was very impressive, particularly in the first half against Japan. Marta Cardona.
Yeah, they're very intelligent the way in which they move the ball, the Spanish side. They're waiting for the right moment to go forward, and if there's not an option to go forward, they come back, they recycle the ball. And what I like as well is that always offering angles for each other on the ball, and that increases the chance of retaining possession.
Cardona's delivery cleared away. Here is Torresia. Will be chased by Lucia Garcia, who does well there against Emily Sonnet. Delivery just over the head of Cardona. And Dunn will tidy up. But this is an excellent spell for Spain. Here is Cardona. Putellas. And the ball in off the post. How close to Spain taking the lead. What a scare for the USA. And they're off on the break already. Here is Williams. And the touch just let Carly Lloyd down at the vital moment. And Paños gathers from one end to the other.
Wow. Unbelievable play from Spain. to create that chance.
And then at the other end, Williams sees Lloyd in so much space. And it's the touch. She was in.
Yeah, she was caught in two minds whether to take a touch. She's tried to bring it down on her chest, compose herself for the first time, well, for the two-touch finish, but perhaps a better option would have been just to throw yourself at your head and it would have gone in maybe. But like I said, that bit of build-up play from Spain, but that's the problem against the US, their ability on the counter-attack, the pace and the strength of Lynn Williams and Julie Ertz, the way in which she's carried the ball out from defence. They can just hurt you when you're trying to hurt them, and great football.
Plenty of animated discussion from Vlatko Andonovski, but Spain will be absolutely delighted with how this first half is going. And that woman, Jenni Hermoso, oh, so close to opening the scoring. She did score against the USA in the last 16. In the end, to no avail. But she is such a danger woman for Spain. I hesitate to say the danger woman, given how well Lucia Garcia has played at this tournament so far. But Hermoso, the top scorer in the Spanish top flight, 23 goals in 19 league games this season. The highest scorer in this current Spanish side as well. 32 goals for her country.
Yeah, and she's instigated that attack as well. She's recognised the moments where let's just keep the ball, and they just kind of kept on flocking on the USA defence and pinning them back, and then they've created that chance, and the USA are lucky to get away with that.
Spain throw. Misplaced pass by Leon. We'll get back to tidy up. Here is Corredera. Looking again for that delivery to Hermoso. Past the midway point of the first half. And you have to say that Spain are posing many more problems for the USA than England did in the opener. Paños out smartly. First choice for Spain at the last two major tournaments, Sandra Paños. Has been ever present in the Euro 2021 qualifiers as well. Williams with the driving run, getting the better of Batjer. And Paños is there again.
Yeah, Lynn Williams there, she's done really well to get to the byline and get the cross in, but I don't think she's actually looked up, and nobody's actually in the box for her. You've got a number 9 gambling across the front post there. They're helping themselves to a goal, I reckon.
Loose touch by Williams, Spain throw.
You can just kind of feel Spain growing into the game. They're just gaining more and more confidence from keeping the ball, and hitting the post a couple of minutes ago. They're waiting for that next chance.
Yes, no sense of being overawed by this occasion, which is a huge one for Spain. This is the first time they've been invited to take part at this friendly tournament, which is the most prestigious friendly tournament in women's football.
It certainly doesn't feel like a friendly tournament. And I've played in it, and obviously watching the intensity and the way in which the games are played, it's anything but a friendly tournament. And regardless of the outcome of the game, think Spain will be incredibly pleased with the way in which, within their transitional period, how this is going so far.
And they're coming forward again. Batche. Putellas. And again, notable, Izzy, how Spain are very happy with those centre halves to take up advanced positions on the pitch, to stray into the US half.
Yeah, and absolutely, you've got to be technically very good, and you've got to understand the game in order to play like that, because you do leave yourself very exposed with a high line, and against the likes of Lynn Williams, especially in that front three for the US, you're leaving yourself very exposed to a counter-attack.
A little loose there again from Mapi Leon, but Spain get away with it. And now they go through the gears. Putellas. Left by Guijarro. Be cleared away by Ertz. Straight back to Spain, and Garcia is in here. Well, she went for the audacious finish. We'll come to Guijarro, who tries the more orthodox attempt. But Spain full of confidence.
Absolutely. Like I was just saying earlier, you can feel the rhythm and the growth that they're having in this game, and that they're just oozing confidence. They're striking the ball, and yeah, Garcia there, it's similar to one of her finishes against Japan. Just the execution of it wasn't necessarily right, but the ball over was superb, and again, another chance goes begging.
Well, the home crowd are still making plenty of noise as we edge past the half-hour mark. But Spain has perhaps dampened some of the veracity of it. Corredera. Well won by Ertz for the United States. And here is Rapinoe. The early delivery touched away by Paños. And there's the quality you were talking about, Izzy Christiansen.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, superb from Ertz to break up play, and the way in which she's played off Carly Lloyd. And I'm actually going to be a bit critical again now of Megan Rapinoe's crossing choice. She fires it across and maybe even cuts it back. She's got Rosie Lavelle on the penalty spot. But yeah, obviously, momentum from the US.
And it will be Rapinoe, of course, to take the corner for the world champions. In goes the delivery, and again, Spain do not deal with it in this 6-yard area. And again, they get away with it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm being very kind of up and down with my analysis of Megan Rapinoe's delivery, but that again was a superb delivery in terms of the pace of the ball. Sam Mewis is a threat in the box with her power and her strength and height, and yeah, it was almost a tapping at the back post after the flick on.
Yes, Lavelle so close to making contact. But you will concede chances against the United States. They haven't failed to score. The US in their last 57 games. Keeping them out is something that is virtually impossible. But so far, that is what Spain are doing.
Yeah, and Spain's press has been set up a little bit similar to the way in which England did the other night against the US in terms of high press, pressing with an 8, with a 9 and a 10. Both wingers kind of coming inside and not giving them much space to breathe. And it seems to be working so far. And yeah, it'll be interesting to see how US cope.
Here is Putellas for Spain. Batche. Good covering challenge by Rose Lavelle. Spain keep possession though. Putellas goes down. Free kick. Well, the home crowd not happy. And from Putellas' perspective, that ball through to Hermoso was running behind. But if you draw the foul, you draw the foul.
Like we were saying, the way in which What's happened there?
Well, a set piece rather wasted by Spain.
Not quite sure what happened there, but opportunity wasted. I would have liked to have seen one of Spain's technicians on that, right on the edge of the box.
But it's such a good opportunity, isn't it? That position. Have to do a little more with it. Here is Dahlkemper. Beautiful ball out to Rapinoe. And the USA can come forward. Options in the area, but well closed down by Spain. And Paredes eventually plays it out for a goal kick as well. That is very, very good defending by the Spain captain.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's the first time we've managed to see an advancing midfielder in Herrán or Lavelle kind of getting beyond the forward line and making those runs into the channels, and that's what you get from Sam Mewis, and she's very like for like with Lindsey Herrán, who's obviously on the bench tonight. She did it against England a lot the other night, and the US will definitely be looking to get the midfielders joined in more, and that's probably a way in which they can get a bit more control in this game.
Decision goes Spain's way. Jorge Vilda just asking for a bit of clarification. But Spain's composure in possession, a couple of times it hasn't been there out of possession in their own 6-yard box, but in possession has been so impressive. Just a little touch like that from Cardona as Corredera's delivery fizzes across the box. And just ahead of Putellas.
Yeah, it was a superb pass from Sampanos, Spanish centre-half there. She's faked to play back across to a centre-half partner, and she's just placed it straight into midfield, and then Spain have got out. And those are the type of risks that, if they do come off when you're playing against the USA, they can be extremely beneficial for you in terms of advancing. And like we've just seen, the result has been a cross across the 6-yard box. So if you're willing to take those risks.
And that ball almost comes off for the USA. Good vision, but all the way through to Sandra Paños. Well read. Won't reach Rapinoe though from Sabran. Here is Crystal Dunn. All the way back to Alyssa Nair. Dunn hasn't got forward too much in this match. What can she do here up against Corredera? Former Chelsea against former Arsenal, cleared away by Mappy Leon. Helped on by Garcia. Hermoso trying to find Garcia again. Instead, found Megan Rapinoe. But Spain continue to advance. The touch just let down Lucia Garcia, and she puts her hands to her head. That looked like a promising opening for Spain.
Yeah, very promising opening. Garcia just showed too much of the ball there to Becky Sauerborn, made her job very easy as a defender. But yeah, it's come from a bit sloppy play in the central areas from the US, and they need to be really wary of the fact that the way in which the Spanish team attack with such fluidity and precision, that one pass could unlock them and leave them on the back foot.
Spain on top against the world champions. Guiaro to Torrecilla. And again, perhaps a little fortunate there, although I think Lavelle did catch her. But just a reminder for Spain and Virginia Torrecilla, you can't switch off for a second. They'll be on you, they'll catch you in possession, and they could be away. Paredes. Lovely ball to find Putellas, who goes for goal. It's straight down the throat of Alyssa Naeher. But again, the combination within that Spanish midfield and the movement of players like Putellas and Guijarro, one going forward, one staying back, then switching. This is impressive stuff, Izzy Christiansen, that we're seeing here from Spain.
It is, and I'm particularly impressed with the distribution from Leon and Paredes at the back for Spain. They're playing absolutely like dream balls as a midfielder that you want to receive on the half turn, and in those areas in which you can hurt the US back line and eliminate the midfield line. They're taking the whole line of the midfield for the US out with one pass, and that's exactly how you get on top of the US team, is by taking risks.
Brilliant interception by Rapinoe. And here comes Carli Lloyd, has Williams in the centre. Lloyd up against Paredes. Cleared away just about by Spain. And they will try and play it away from danger. And again, you can't necessarily do that. And the decision eventually goes Spain's way. And you can see what Ballon d'Or winner Megan Rapinoe thinks of that.
Yeah, I mean, she's done the classic. You think you're going to get a free kick, so you put your hands on the ball, but actually it's not a free kick, and then it's ended up going the other way. Yeah, I think Megan Rapinoe was thinking ahead there. She wanted the free kick in that area because she knows exactly what she would do with it if she was going to take it.
Here is Carli Lloyd for the USA. Wins the free kick.
She's so strong on the ball, Carli Lloyd. She knows that she's got runners in Rosie Lavelle and Lynn Williams, and she just couldn't find them because of some really good pressure from Torrealejea there.
Sabran almost squirmed its way through to Lavelle. Sabran can try again. Instead, she will find Dahlkemper. No one played more minutes for the USA than Abby Dahlkemper in 2019. But she's having to work hard in New Jersey against Spain. As Rose Lavelle will chase, and Paredes will get there. The USA keeping up the tempo. Rapinoe looking for Lloyd, spilled by Panos, and gathers at the second attempt. But there we saw some urgency from the world champions, Izzy Christiansen.
Yeah, a bit of quick thinking from Rosie Lavelle, taking the ball off Megan Rapinoe for the throw-in, playing it quickly when Spanish defence wasn't set. Carli Lloyd's done exceptionally well to get the finish across with her left foot, and Panos is lucky that didn't spill a little bit further back into Carli Lloyd's feet.
And that has galvanised the US band. Can their side find something else to galvanise them with as we approach the break? Spain have been on top the last 10-15 minutes or so. But the USA are always dangerous. Torresia. Lavelle helping out for the USA. Lewis forward. Batya gets there, but it breaks to Ertz. And if that ball had found Williams, Spain were in a bit of trouble there.
Yeah, you can see there, Julie Ertz, she's disappointed in herself that she's not managed to find Lynn Williams there because they were on the counter. She picked up the second ball, like, she's read the game really well. Perhaps she could have taken a touch and then they could have been on the front foot. She's tried to play it first time and, yeah, not executed it correctly.
That's forward again. Leon clears away. And again, lovely control by Spain under pressure. It's always risky doing this against the USA. That's where it can break down. But Guillaro rescues that Putellas pass. And Spain are off. Putellas. Garcia. Guillaro.
Yeah, another example that they can't go forward, so they're just keeping the ball, they're recycling it, they're moving the ball with pace, precision, like high level of technical accuracy as well. And they're just offering each other angles and they're just keeping the ball moving. You can just tell in the USA the way they're getting frustrated, their arms, they're pointing. They can't get near them at the moment.
Into 1 minute at a time at the end of the first half in New Jersey. 0-0 between the world champions. Spain, 13th in the world rankings. Never been further than the last 16 of a World Cup, Spain. That's what they reached last summer. But a side very much on the up. And impressing here so far. Can they finish the half with a flourish? Not with finishing like that.
Absolutely not. A finish that didn't reflect the quality of the build-up play that had happened before there. I was very surprised that she actually took a shot there, Corredera, because they've been so patient and so accurate in the build-up, and then she's just executed that shot completely wrong and might have gone higher than the stands.
Well, there is the half-time whistle. And what a good half it's been for Spain. They have come closest to breaking the deadlock. Jenny Hermoso hitting the post with a header. And it is Spain, this rising force in women's football, who went the closest to scoring through that woman, Jenny Hermoso, in the first half, hitting the post with a header against the world champions, who get us underway, playing in the white shirts, the dark blue shorts and the white socks. England and Everton midfielder Izzy Christiansen alongside me. And in terms of Spain, has to be more of the same, please, from their coach Jorge Vilda. What do the USA need to do in this second half to change things?
They need to do a lot, I think. Starting with, they need to get closer to the player on the ball and stop them getting that rhythm. And I think that starts in the midfield and closing the space in between the units, the midfield and the forwards. And yeah, I think they need to grow into this. And yeah, at the moment, it's all Spain.
Claim of offside as Batia picks it up. Not given, but Dahl Kemper will allow it to run through to Alyssa Nair. Yes, a very promising performance from Spain in the first half. The USA did look dangerous, particularly from set pieces in the Spanish 6-yard box. But it's Spain who hit the woodwork. And Spain who are giving the World Cup holders something to think about. And as you said, Izzy, in the first half, you played at this tournament for England. It might be a friendly tournament, but it doesn't feel like that. As the US break into the penalty area, options, Rapinoe is one of them. Good sliding challenge. Ertz will keep it alive. Mewis with the delivery. Away by Spain, collected by Hermoso. Here is Garcia. Now Guillaro, and Hermoso will just slow the play down again to Lucia Garcia. But yes, Izzy, you saying it doesn't feel like a friendly tournament. If you get results at this tournament, the world of women's football sits up and takes notice.
Absolutely. Always top 4 top teams playing in this for the last, well, the year it started. Full stadiums, competitive matches. It's everything. And yeah, absolutely. The outstanding teams that attend this tournament each year, they do send a message to the rest of the world and say, this isn't a friendly, we're here for business. And
here is Paredes for Spain. Good vision, execution wasn't quite there to find Cardona. Dunn will clear away. Here is Sabrin. Very experienced player for the USA.
Yeah, I was just going to say, you can kind of tell already that the US are trying to kind of do to Spain what Spain are doing to them. They need to keep the ball a little bit more.
Nice idea, looking for Rose Lavelle. Offside flag goes up though.
Yeah, use the ball and use possession to squeeze the Spanish back line up and create that space in behind for the likes of Lynn Williams, like we've just seen earlier. She turned on the afterburners, and it's perfect wide play from her. As a midfielder and as a forward, it's a dream to play with a player like that who can cut the ball back at the byline.
Yes, in contrast there, Lynn Williams, to some of the deliveries we saw from Megan Rapinoe in the first half, which were aerial. Williams there trying to slide it along the ground and pick out one of those bodies.
Yeah, as soon as she turned on the gas in that moment, I was really intrigued to see what her end product would be like. And yeah, she got the tick from me in that moment. It just it was read really well by the Spanish back line.
Shake of the head from Dal Camper, but it is a Spain free kick. Trying something different. Torrecilla lifts it forward. Garcia is challenged, but Lloyd won't prevent the corner. Back there defending the veteran. 293rd cap for the USA today. Remarkable. Just the 123 goals, including the last match against England. But Spain starting brightly. Delivery towards Paredes. Rapinoe tries to clear. The sliding challenge will keep it alive for Spain from Torrecilla, and eventually the world champions get it away.
Yeah, ridiculous stats from Carli Lloyd in terms of appearances and goals for her country.
Two-time World Player of the Year from FIFA as well, the last back in 2016. She was the top scorer, Carli Lloyd, for the US in the calendar year of 2019, 16 goals. Played in every match at the World Cup as they won it, but didn't start as many as she would have liked, certainly. Just the one start in the group stage against Chile. Certainly an integral part of the team, even at the age of 37 and a half. Here is Emily Sonnett.
Yeah, without a doubt, her mentality and her will to win is enough to inspire her teammates, whether she's in or out of the starting 11.
Nice layoff to Lavelle, who was making the run through the centre, the claim of offside, and Lloyd sees her effort, saved by Panos anyway, as the flag goes up. But that's good movement from the USA.
Yeah, it's much better. Like I said in the first half, they're going to gain some joy from having a midfielder or two joining in, and that's Rosie Lavelle's game. And now we've just seen a glimpse of what she can do in terms of dribbling with the ball and playing those kind of short slips into the nines. Yeah, just unfortunately there, Carli Lloyd was slightly offside.
Had a fabulous World Cup, Rose Lavelle. Winner of the bronze ball for the third best player. And the USA trying to build a bit of steam.
Yeah, Rosie Lavelle extremely unique in the way she plays, and she plays obviously in that midfield in a 4-3-3 normally, and just because she's left-footed, it sets her apart immediately in her pace and the way in which she moves with the ball.
Here is Ertz. Looked as though she was shaping to shoot there for an instant, and I think deceived her teammates. Williams. Spain away. Ertz again. Mewis helps it on. Very congested in that midfield area. And Spain again just drawing the ball away from danger. But the US press is higher early on in this second half. Izzy Christiansen.
Yeah, they've certainly addressed that at half-time. They've squeezed up, they've ranked up the intensity, and they're trying to really put the Spanish girls under pressure. It's a real test for the Spanish team right in this moment here when they're under the cosh. How can they deal with it?
Dunn well dispossessed by Hermoso, back there defending for Spain. Dunn gets there though for the USA. Draws the foul, wins the free kick. And the US take it quickly, a sense of urgency here from the world number ones as Lavelle strikes over the bar.
Again, another glimpse of what Rosie Lavelle is all about, and superb play from her midfield partner there, Julia. It's just to drive with the ball, commit the other midfielder, leaving Rosie Lavelle free on the edge of the box, and she's just tried to shape that Messi-esque into the top corner, but slightly too far over.
Well, she scored that wonderful goal in the World Cup final. That was more of a solo run and finish rather than, as Izzy Christensen says, the Messi-esque attempt. Spain in possession. Leon just kept going despite Rapinoe's presence. A claim of offside again against Lucia Garcia, and the decision goes against Spain.
Yeah, Leon again proving there that she's got the confidence and she's willing to move out of defence with the ball. She's just sold Megan Rapinoe, and then she's played a fullback out, and that's how they've got out. And it's a dream to play with as a midfielder and a forward, if you like, that your defenders are so comfortable on the ball in that sense.
Now that's interesting, because Crystal Dunn was captaining the side as recognition for her 100th cap, which she earned last month, and Carly Lloyd now has the armband. You wonder whether they switched at half-time?
Yeah, I noticed that just before. You can read into that what we like, I guess. Seems to be so many leaders in this US team that probably doesn't really matter, but if it doesn't matter, then why have you taken it off?
Unless it was a pre-planned, you have it for the first 45, but that is unusual to see when both players start the game and remain on the pitch. Here is Rapinoe. Sliding challenge will fall kindly for the USA. Mewis. Sonic will chase up against Batjer. Cardona there as well, and Batjer makes the block. US corner.
Yeah, they're so smart in terms of what they do off the field as well, the USA. And I just wonder whether it's a psychological thing for Carly Lloyd, whether she's taken the armband back, whether it was a pre-planned thing, that maybe it makes her feel even bigger than she is at the moment. And obviously she put in a performance against England with the armband on the other night, and whether it's just going to give her an extra percentage. Such a huge role to play, sports psychology.
Yes, and then throw in social media as well. Just have a little extra to that we'll talk about after this corner. Katia Garcia, the referee, happy that everything is in order in the box, and the USA appealing for a penalty. Nothing given. They got two, of course, in the last 16 against Spain at the World Cup. Rose Lavelle now goes down, and Spain will bring it away to a chorus of boos from the home crowd. But Lucia Garcia is off. Here is Putellas. Cardona joining the attack. And the delivery in the end is poor, but Dunn doesn't take any chances. And it's behind for a Spain corner.
I really wonder whether anyone gave Crystal Dunn any type of communication in that moment. Well, I say I wonder. I don't think she was given any information, because she didn't need to concede that corner there so cheaply.
So from one end to the other.
That's what I was saying earlier about the precision in the Spanish counter-attacks. They play it right in front of each other so they can step onto the ball, and they keep the flow of the attack.
Hermoso with the delivery. Run away by the USA. We'll come to Hermoso again. Here is Corredera. Leon, what a ball that is. The vision to pick out Garcia on the edge of the area. And the USA win a free kick. But just going back to that Carly Lloyd point, I noticed on her social media account she was given some criticism by a fan. That is a poor challenge by Paredes on Lloyd.
Captain on captain.
Captain on captain. Captain for now on captain that has been from the start of the game for Spain. But she was criticised by a fan on social media for not giving the armband to Julie Ertz in her last match, where Julie Ertz won her 100th cap against England. And Lloyd quoted it and retweeted it and basically said, don't talk about what you don't know, these things are planned. But it was interesting to me that she's not somebody who really retweets criticism that much, and that she'd clearly been nettled by that suggestion that she should have given Ertz the armband in that 100th game. Now, I'm sure US Soccer are planning for Julie Ertz to captain the US at some point in recognition of that, as Crystal Dunn started captain in her 103rd cap today. But given that Lloyd has already drawn attention to that criticism, I'm sure a few fans will be wondering just why she's taken the armband in the second half. But as we said, could well be pre-planned. Sports psychology coming into play.
Yeah, it's a very interesting point. Knowing Carly a little bit, obviously playing with her for 3 or 4 months or so at Manchester City, I know what type of person, I know what type of player she is, and she's got an incredibly strong mentality, and she doesn't care what people think. But I feel that perhaps in that moment, maybe she's wanting to give a little bit of insight just to protect her own reputation a little bit, which I think is fair enough. Yeah, but like I said, it's all about momentum.
And the USA trying to build some. Clever footwork from Williams. Will find Lavelle. And now Ertz. Mewis goes for goal, and Panos was stretching. Had to be sure, Panos.
Yeah, she did. Great strike, actually, from Sam Mewis on her left foot as well. Superb.
And it's on target. That's going in. It's a good save by Sandra Panos for Spain, at the expense of a USA corner. Low delivery. Panos gets there. Again, uncertainty in the Spain penalty area. And it will be another corner for the USA.
Yeah, just that trademark front post run from Julie Ertz, and she throws everything she's got at the ball in order to get any kind of touch that's going to disrupt the delivery and divert it.
Rapinoe again looking for that near post, looking again for that run by Julie Ertz. And Spain deal with it this time, and the bounce falls kindly. Here is Lucia Garcia. Look at Rose Lavelle racing to get back. Garcia keeps it going, finding Cardona. Amuso, Putellas there with her. Here is Alexia Putellas. Corredera making the run. And Corredera's delivery over the head of Guerrero, and out for a USA throw. Just going back to your time with Carly Lloyd at Manchester City, Izzy, do you think something like taking the armband at half-time, whether it's pre-planned or not, would make a difference to her psychologically in the way that she approaches the game? Would it give her a boost?
I think in general, no. But I think specifically in this moment, in the She Believes Cup, in where Carly Lloyd is at right now, in her, I don't even want to say career, I just want to say, let's just say this month, she's clearly got heaps of momentum, and she's clearly got heaps of she's on form. She's a player on form, and she's a player that's openly stated, if we're reverting back to social media, that she's on a mission. She's stated that on her Instagram a few times, and I think that what she will be doing is, whether it's pre-planned or not, we can't speak about that, but I think that she knows that will give her a boost, having the armband. She knows how she played the other night in this moment, but generally speaking, I'm not sure whether it does give her a boost on the whole.
First change of the match, and it comes for Spain. Mariona Caldente, the Barcelona midfielder, is on for Patri Guijarro. Both sides are allowed up to 6 substitutions in this tournament. Perhaps evidence of how fiercely contested this match is. So far, it's being played as a competitive game. Just the one substitution so far, not disrupting the play by making too many alterations as Corredera swings it in. Will be met first time by Torrecilla, and that takes a deflection off Sabran and will be a Spain corner.
You can just kind of see the way in which this Spain team gel with each other. They're playing the pass without looking, just knowing full well a teammate's right next to them to step onto the ball. And it doesn't happen overnight, that type of thing. That's heaps of work on the training field. Buying into a methodology and a style of play, and credit to the manager.
Corner Spain. Hermoso with the delivery. Just over the head of Putellas, will fall to Torrecilla. The shot is skewed. Garcia tries to keep it alive. Corredera, Garcia. Well closed down by Lloyd. Garcia shows good strength, and then Putellas, looking for the return pass, will be helped out by Cardona. Sauerbrunn there with her. Sauerbrunn stands up well. And here comes Crystal Dunn. Hermoso for Spain.
So composed in those moments when they win the ball back. They don't give it away sloppily. They make sure that they retain the first pass, and then they build again from there.
It's very comfortable in possession, Spain. In the first half, in fact, they had 59% possession. Now, we should say that the USA don't always have the lion's share. They won the quarter-final and the semi-final at the World Cup, despite having less possession in both games. But they are a team that like to be on the ball, the USA. Do you think they will be surprised by the test that Spain have given them so far, Izzy Christiansen?
I think if they'd done some analysis and watched the Japan game at least, I think no. I think it's a different thing in analysing it versus coming up against it, though.
Again, the one-touch passing from Spain, sublime at times. And they find an end product. It was Hermoso who hit the post in the first half. Well dispossessed. And now the USA, an attempt to counter. Williams is trying to use her pace, but just knocked that a little bit too far ahead of her, and Mappy Leon will clear up for Spain.
Yeah, a little bit ambitious there by Lynn Williams. We know she's got bags of pace, but I think that was a touch too far.
Slightly loose from Spain. Rapinoe applying the pressure. Leon again so comfortable in possession. Williams almost sliding in to nick it away from her. Batted as well to keep that in.
It's draining playing against a team that keeps the ball as well as Spain do, mentally more than anything. One player steps out of line too early or too late, it can really ruin and disrupt the block and the press.
Torrecilla under pressure from Rapinoe, good pressure. Now Rapinoe penalised there, and she kicks the ball away in frustration.
That's exactly what I mean in terms of the frustration. She's not frustrated because of the foul. She's frustrated because of the way in which the Spanish team are keeping the ball away from the US. It's a real test of their mentality, and we speak so much about the USA's mentality. 66 minutes in against a team that's keeping the ball like Spain are. Let's see what they're made of.
And Paredes just making the point there to the referee about Rapinoe, and that is her last action of the game. She is replaced by Christen Press, who is in superb form. And the USA will make a second substitution as well.
So we're talking about the armband, Vicky. Now it's gone to Becky Sauerbrunn.
So three captains during the course of play, and Tobin Heath comes on. And it's worth making the point, Izzy, that although Spain are having a fantastic match, this is a slightly weaker, and I use that word advisedly because the USA are stacked with talent, but this is a slightly weaker team than the side that lined up and beat England in the opening match. Tobin Heath and Christen Press, two players in form, two World Cup winners coming on for the formidable Megan Rapinoe and Carly Lloyd. But these are two players that are at the very heart of the US team, and you would think they will add something in this final quarter of the match.
Yeah, I'm a little bit surprised it's taken up till now. It's 25 minutes left. I thought maybe they would have been put on a little bit earlier, but yeah, the cavalry's now on the pitch. I think still got Lindsay Horan as well on the bench, who I think can make a difference too.
Torrecilla, brilliant ball through. Cardona curls it wide. Lovely play from Spain. And Cardona can't find the target.
So gifted, the way in which she's opened that opportunity up for herself. She's just used like Becky Sauerbrun's body to shape the ball into the far corner, but not quite got the execution.
And the run there of Putellas as well. If Cardona hadn't latched onto it, that could have caused the USA some problems as well. Just over the midway point of the second half. Still goalless between the world champions and Spain, ranked 13th in the world. It's just worth emphasising again what a result it would be for Spain to even get a draw against the United States of America. They've only failed to win the US one of their last 26 matches. Haven't failed to score in their last 57 games. So shout of handball goes unheeded. But the US don't fail to score, Izzy. They don't not win matches. But they're being held here by a Spain side.
Yeah, I mean, referring back to the transition and the development kind of areas in which Spain are in at the moment, and regardless of the result, I said in the first half, this is progress for the Spanish team, and they can take a huge amount of confidence from this game. If USA score in the last minute here, then yeah, okay. But they can take so much from this performance. And if this was tournament football, though, you'd be disappointed, of course.
Torrecilla. Good challenge by Dunn. And there is that woman that you mentioned, Izzy. Lindsey Horan will enter the field of play for Samantha Mewis.
Yeah, I predicted that would be a like-for-like change. I think Lindsey Horan's in more form than Sam Mewis. She's got that quality, and seen for the assist for Carly Lloyd's goal the other night against England. She's got that kind of creative edge in the final third. Perhaps she might be the one to unlock the Spanish team.
20 minutes to play against the world champions for Jorge Vilda and his side. Done there ahead of Hermoso. Here is Julie Ertz. Done. Corredera. Space for Hermoso to turn into. I was thinking of asking you, Izzy, at what point would Spain take a draw, as it were? It would mean they still top the She Believes Cup standings on goals scored, as that ball goes out for a US throw. But I can't see them thinking like that. Surely it will just be a case of keep going as you're going. I don't think... Well, they know how to slow the play down. They know how to knock it around amongst their back four. But I can't see them settling for anything other than keeping doing what they're doing and trying to find a way forward and find a winner.
Yeah, I mean, they're playing with such flow at the moment that I don't even think any of the players will have looked at the clock to know that there's 18 minutes left and we're dominating the US and we haven't scored yet. I think they're just so happy and they're such in flow at the moment that they're just like, keep doing what we're doing, and that might get us a goal.
Spain throw. Is there an element as well? Spain are the only side at this tournament that won't be competing in the Olympics, if you count England as part of Team GB. Of course, they have the Euro 2021 qualifiers to contest. They start back up again in April, but they're well poised to qualify for their third successive European Championships. does that bring a certain freedom? You aren't in a squad that, regardless of how well it plays collectively here, is going to have to be narrowed to that 18-player squad for the Olympics. The US players, England's players, Japan's players will be thinking about that. Spain come forward again. Space for Cardona. Over the head of Hermoso. But again, Sonnet has to be sure.
Yeah, without a doubt. You're not preparing for a major tournament this year. Therefore, we can just continue to develop as a team and develop the cohesion, because it's not very often as a national team you can meet up and you have that time to gel, and the time that you do get in the international window, you can make the most of it even more so when you're not preparing for a major tournament. So yeah, I mean, they're in a great place.
They are still pushing. It's a good delivery. And it's well held by Naya. He then tangles with Cardona. Naya not too happy, but again, that frustration that creeps in Izzy Christiansen is indicative of a wider frustration from the USA.
Absolutely, I don't even think Jenny even meant that. Sorry, Cardona even meant that there. And Naya's got frustrated, but you can't really get frustrated at something that somebody didn't mean.
Well won by Ertz. Here is Dunn, roared forward. And Ertz again. Cleared away by Spain. Will be picked up by Sonnet. Now Heath to Haran. Back to Tobin Heath. Hasn't really been able to get too involved since coming on in this second half. Sabra. Ertz tries to keep it in and help it forward. Good strength by Dunn. Little turn away from Torresia. Ertz with the deep delivery. Away by Paredes. Hermoso helps out. Here is Cardona. Hermoso closed down by Williams, who gets a foot in. And it will be a throw to Spain.
It's worth mentioning the intensity of this game. So tight. The only breather both sides are getting is when the ball's going out of play. It's really, really great to see.
As we mentioned, didn't we, how Spain kept up that tempo against Japan right until the end in Florida. And they're doing so again, but the adrenaline that will be flowing through these players' veins.
Yeah, absolutely, and also the hardest worker on the field is not actually a human, it's the ball, and Spain use it so well.
14 minutes to play, and it is still world champions USA 0, Spain 0. Not sure whether this result would be good news or not for England. A Spain win could leave it partly in their hands when they face Spain in the final match of the She Believes Cup in Texas next Wednesday. You'll be able to watch that with us on BBC 4. Kicks off at 9 o'clock. The USA will take on Japan in the final match. You can watch that as well on the BBC iPlayer in Texas on Wednesday. That a repeat of the 2011 and 2015 World Cup final, so well worth tuning in for that. And Spain make another substitution, introducing Shayla Garcia, one of their young players who is coming through. Turns 23 next Sunday. It's having a good season for Rayo Vallecano, the Spanish top flight. Julie Ertz. Done. Good ball to find press. Up against Corredera. Press still going. And away by Spain. They know all about the danger of Christen Press. Scored a beautiful goal against England in the last match. USA will keep up the pressure. Here is Rose Lavelle. But the US has turned to enjoy a little bit of possession.
Yeah, I just noticed that. They tried to attack, they couldn't. They came out, they kept the ball. They've obviously been watching clips of Spain at half-time.
Delivery is watched by Corredera, who does well to get a foot in there ahead of Press and prevent the corner at the expense of a US throw. Here is Tobin Heath. Sabra, very advanced position for the centre half. It's a good delivery. Panos gets something on it. And in the end, the offside flag goes up.
Yeah, Lindsey Horan just lurking at the back post there, looking for the crossfield ball. Bit too close to Sam Panos, but yeah, Lindsey Horan was offside anyway. But yeah, just before that, the impact of Christen Press, showing that she was turning the fullback inside out, what she's made of.
But even since Heath and Press have come on, Spain have had so much of the ball that they haven't really been able to show what they can do on too many occasions. As Panos sends it away for Spain.
Yeah, it's interesting because I'm not too sure whether we'll be able to see a full impact of Christen Press and Tobin Heath when you've got Lynn Williams playing as the 9. They're all very similar players, and I think it worked really well the other night against England with Press and Heath playing either side of Carly Lloyd. I think with Lynn Williams you've got different dynamics in there, and I'm not sure whether that'll affect what Press and Heath can do in the game.
Good work by Williams. Good spell this for the USA, building some pressure. And with Megan Rapinoe off, Christen Press will take over corner duties. Again, looking for that run at the near post. And Spain clear. Sabran. Body still forward for the USA. Leon up, Torresia misses the jump, and Moso will bring the ball under her control and try and start a Spain counter. Batya. All the way back to Mappy Leon.
Hermoso's composure there to bring the ball down on the chest and the end of her own box. Turn, a feed an advancing midfielder. Under that amount of pressure, it just shows the quality that she's got.
Well, Spain have undoubtedly risen to the occasion in New Jersey. Is there to be a winner? Done forward, helped on by Press to Horan. Here is Dal Kemper. Feeds Sonnet. Horan to Dunn. Now Ertz. Horan's ball forward, away by Spain. Up towards Lucia Garcia, who wins the free kick. And you can hear the scream of frustration from Abby Dal Kemper.
Yeah, and I think her face says it all. I think she's right as well. No idea. No.
Well, Garcia's not even appealing for it either.
No, she's just as confused as Abby Dal Kemper.
But Spain will take it. 8 minutes to play. 0-0 with the world champions. And staying top, Spain, with the She Believes Cup standings on goals scored. USA's turn to win a free kick.
Yeah, I'm really pleased the referee gave that one as well. Just there. It was just the same. Perhaps a little bit more force. More of a free kick, I think.
Well, if there is a side that will absolutely go for it in these closing stages, it will be the host, the USA, in front of this home crowd. How would Spain withstand a sustained spell of pressure? Can the USA find a sustained spell of pressure? They won't with balls like that.
Yeah, it was a little bit sloppy there from Tobin Heath. She's technically one of the best players in the US team, and yeah, she's just been slack with her passing since she came on.
The US pick it up again though. Here is Rose Lavelle. Lovely footwork takes her away from Caldente. Lavelle. Space now for the delivery on the right-hand side, and Panos is there.
Yeah, an easy. It's almost like crossing practice for her there. Just taking that down. I think it was Juliette that delivered the ball in, and yeah, not the best cross.
Not quite the distance on it that Panos would want either. That's a little nervy from Paredes. Leon under pressure from Williams. Hermoso. Corredera is looking to set Shayla Garcia away immediately, and Dunn will get there and draw the foul, and it's Garcia's turn to protest.
Yeah, she knew what she was doing, and she didn't need to do it either.
Just the little push in the back. It's needless, isn't it?
I mean, if you are going to do that, then make it a little less obvious. The linesman's so close.
Alba Redondo is preparing to come on for Spain. Looks as though they are starting to think about perhaps using these substitutes tactically. So Williams will chase this. Excellent sliding challenge by Mappy Leon. That is fabulous defending. But then, the second attempt, she catches Williams, and the US have a free kick in a dangerous position.
Yeah, superb defensive play from Leon there, the way she's just read that. Stopped Lynn Williams advancing, but yeah, I think her teammate stitched her up a little bit there with a short pass, and she's just an unfortunate the way in which she's conceded that free kick.
The chants of USA ring around the Red Bull Arena. And Spain will make that change. Lucia Garcia will make way for Alba Redondo. Her second appearance at a tournament that she initially wasn't scheduled to play in. She's replaced Lahikiri Garcia, who pulled out with injury. So another big moment for the 23-year-old. Spain have a set piece to defend. And it's a dangerous one, and Panos can't keep it out. And the USA, at the death, have snatched the victory against Spain. And it's Juliette, the world champions ahead, 1-0.
Well, what we've been saying all night about Juliette's front post run, and she's just done that. What a finish, what a ball in. Unbelievable delivery from Kirsten Press there.
And it's the power on the header that takes it past Panos, who gets a hand to it, but can't tip it away. And the US Soccer Player of the Year puts the USA on the brink of victory against Spain. Can they find a response? Shayla Garcia won't keep it in.
Yeah, and a team of Carly Lloyds, Presses, Rapinos, Heaths, Juliette's, for me, she's always the one that stands up, and she's counted, and she's just proven there that that fight that she plays with and that desire, just the sheer desire to make that run into the box, the way in which she did, and yeah, exceptional cross as well from Kirsten Press. It's just ironic there that the Spain had made a change. For me, you don't make a change on a set piece.
And particularly a player like Lucia Garcia.
Yeah.
She is so strong. But it looks as though it will be 9 wins out of 9 for Vlatko Andonovski since taking charge of the USA back at the end of October. But this one will be the hardest fought of all. Juliet's roared as she makes that challenge, closing down Corredera. Well, I'm not saying she hasn't done that throughout the game, but that's what a goal can do, Izzy Christiansen.
Yeah, we've all been there. A goal can do incredible things for your confidence. But I mean, she's been Juliet's all night. She's fought, she's battled, she's rattled up in midfield, and yeah, she's just showed there. She's just scored a goal and she's pressing things down in the 89th minute.
And now the USA take their turn to run down the clock. Jessica McDonald is on for Lynn Williams.
Yeah, like for like, but I think even more pace. Jess McDonald.
Decision goes Spain's way. Williams gets a pat on the back. She's worked hard, got into some good positions. But that delivery from Kirsten Press, met by the head of Julie Ertz, has in the end made the difference for the world champions.
We were talking earlier about mentality and being tested mentally, and that's what winners do. 86th minute, 0-0, under the cosh most of the game, and they still find a way to win.
Spain trying to force something. Here is Corredera to Hermoso. Well, you mentioned the possibility of a late winner for the US. Izzy, you called it about 20 minutes before it happened. But as we said, so many positives that Spain can take from this performance.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, regardless of this result and this late winner, it's a tough test for Spain, but I think there's a lot more positives to take out of this game than the results. Two teams, two separate styles, two different stages in terms of development and where they're at. But you could tell Spain were happy with the draw, the way in which Garcia, when she was substituted, she wasn't in a rush to get off the pitch. And ironically, they go and concede from that set piece.
Well, they hit the post in the first half, Spain. But they have been undone at the death. Could there be more for the USA? No, good interception. But there are tired legs out there now for Spain. And the USA might punish them. Free kick to the United States, won by Rose Lavelle. And it is, Izzy, just hard to lift yourself after a blow like that so late on.
Yeah, especially when you spent the majority of the game dominating the ball, playing with such ease, such flow, rhythm. You can just tell every single one of those the Spanish players have enjoyed it tonight, and they can't let this late goal affect the way in which they've played.
Well, we've enjoyed it. We hope you have too as well. It's been a very entertaining contest, but it looks as though the USA, as they so often do, have settled it in their favour.
It's also just great to see a game on paper live up to the hype, and it's been exactly what we expected and hoped for.
Side flag goes up, Spain free kick. Well, this will put his side in the driving seat at the She Believes Cup. They will go clear at the top on 6 points. Spain and England on 3, Japan 2 defeats from 2 after Ellen White's late winner for England earlier will be bottom means a point for the USA in their final match against Japan in Texas on Wednesday. Would see them win the She Believes Cup for the 3rd time out of 5. And there is the full-time whistle. They did it the hard way, the USA, but champions find a way to win, and that's what they've done. A warm handshake between Vlatko Andonovski and Jorge Vilda, who will be so proud of his Spain side. But Julia Ertz, with the powerful header from Kristen Press's free kick delivery 3 minutes from time, gives the United States a 1-0 victory against Spain at the She Believes Cup. Thank you very much for joining us wherever you've been watching. Remember, you can tune in to BBC4 for coverage of England's match against Spain. We're looking forward to that one on Wednesday. And we will also have coverage on the iPlayer of the USA against Japan. The USA needing 1 point to win the She Believes Cup. But from Izzy and I, a very good evening to you.